We're here at the UN Climate Change Conference in Marrakesh, Morocco, and we overheard someone in an Aboriginal headdress explaining to someone who obviously didn't know any better that he was like the Premier of Manitoba, which came as a bit of a shock to me and will probably come as a shock to the actual Premier of Manitoba, Brian Pallister. Now, we weren't sure who this man was, but we knew he must be part of the enormous taxpayer-funded Canadian delegation, so we approached him for an interview. He initially agreed, but watch what happens when his handlers figure out who we are.
Hi there.
Hi, I'm Sheila. Nice to meet you.
I'm Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Rachel, you got a card? Yeah. This is my staff.
Great. Okay.
No. Sorry. And for which organization? No, sorry. We're actually not available. We're on our way to another meeting.
Well, he just agreed to speak to us.
Really? Yeah. All right.
But he just agreed to speak to us. Why are you not speaking to us? Is it just us in particular? Is it just us in particular that you don't want to speak to? Is it just
Go to our next meeting now. Thank you.
us though? Like, why don't you want to speak to us? Do I seem unpleasant or was I rude? I don't understand why you won't speak to us. You were just sitting there speaking to a bunch of people. Are you worried I might ask a difficult question? No? This isn't going to look good, you running away from me. You know that, right?
I know who they are.
That man there, that man who was so happy to speak with me until he figured out who I was, is named Kevin Hart. And although he has a pretty big job, he's definitely not like the Premier of Manitoba. He's actually the Assembly of First Nations Regional Chief for Manitoba. And he comes from a band of about 4,600 people. Since I never got a chance to ask him my question before his panicked handlers hustled him away from me, I'm going to tell you what my question was. I wanted to ask him why he was here in Marrakesh to campaign against the jobs of Aboriginals back in Alberta, in his home province of Manitoba, and all across Canada. The facts are that mining and oil and gas is the largest employer of Aboriginals in Canada. The Aboriginal unemployment rate in Alberta right now is nearing 17%. To end fossil fuels, like Chief Kevin Hart is here in Morocco asking the world to do, will end the good-paying jobs of thousands of Aboriginals back at home. But protesting Aboriginal jobs, well, it's nothing new for Kevin Hart. Actually, Chief Kevin Hart has made quite a name for himself fighting against good-paying oil and gas jobs. He's even gone down to North Dakota to be part of the ongoing violent North Dakota Access Pipeline protests. Those protests against that nearly 500,000 barrel per day oil pipeline have resulted in 141 people being arrested after rocks were thrown at police, a shot was fired at police, and improvised bombs were found on site. Chief Kevin Hart, in this case, is a foreign meddler in North Dakota. But here's the very best part. Sometime after Chief Kevin Hart and his handlers, who were all sent here to Marrakesh on Canadian tax dollars, ran away from me, a Canadian journalist, he found time to sit down for a lengthy interview with the New York-based pro-climate change journalist from Democracy Now! Kevin Hart, well, he wouldn't want anyone who paid his way here asking him any tough questions on behalf of the people whose jobs he wants to kill. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunreed. For more exciting coverage from our trip to Marrakesh, Morocco to cover the UN Climate Change Conference, such as our shots of Marc Morano being taken away by UN security, click the link below to subscribe today.